So, so welcome back again to the class Thai traditional food recipe. So after you learn something from a channel, and it's gonna be my parts again. So for now, we will start learning the local food in each region. And the first region that we're gonna learn is the northern part that university located. So the northern part or Lana part is considered to have some characteristic of the food, and actually they have some famous food that is famous around. So you need to know all of that. And then the point for this lecture is you can differentiate or can tell the characteristic and provide some information of the health benefit. So let's get started. So the content for this lecture is gonna be included. First is characteristic, like mentioned. So you need to be able to tell the other people what is the characteristic of the northern food. Then I'm gonna provide you a little bit for the cooking style that is used mostly for this region. And then I'm gonna give you some special raw materials. Like for example, we can use something to be the same function as and the shrimp paste in the central part of Thailand. So we call it nam pu. It's actually the liquid from the crab mixed with some herbs and just uh, boil it until it have very thick layer. And we use that for having umami taste or delicious taste. Yeah, I'm gonna provide you some example of the northern food recipe and also some health benefit that you need to know. So again, if I say something, this is important. So is this important for you to understand? And just focus and try to remember. Okay. So before I'm going to the detail for the characteristic, actually we need to understand the geography first. So sorry, geographical factors affects a lot to the people who live in here. Think about when you live in some places that have different climate, different location. You might have different lifestyle. The same thing. So the northern part of Thailand is actually we call it Lana Kingdom in the past. So we have around 60% to be mountain. Then we are surrounded by the mountains from the other country as well. So we have the connection to Myanmar or Burma and also Laos. So that is the reason why we have the effects from these two countries a lot, especially for the food. You might not know, actually, uh, gang hang lei or hang lei curry is not originated in Thailand. It has some influence from Myanmar. So we're going to talk about that later. But for now, two countries that have very strong effects to the northern Thai food is Myanmar and also Laos. And because of it's surrounded by the mountain and we have some main rivers, so it's actually very different from the southern part that have beaches or the northeastern part that have the flat high land. So I would say with the surrounded of the mountain, we have a cooler atmosphere, cooler temperatures, which is good for some fruit and vegetable. Like we have the cold season fruit and vegetable that is produced mainly for the northern part of Thailand, and also it's gonna affect to some herbs that specifically need to have the cold weather, cold climate. So we have very good, like a good source for the herbs from the northern part of Thailand. Then this is important. So the things that you must understand is first, Myanmar and Laos is the two countries that have very strong influence to our food in this region. Of course, we attach to them. It's very close. So we have the migration of the culture and also the migration of the food. Then, people in this region prefer to consume sticky rice more than white rice or more than cooked rice. So normally we consume this by using the hands and then make into the ball size then dip into the sauce or dip into the maybe it's for my house. Sometimes we just make into the ball side and dip into the liquid curry, then just eat it. But be careful if you soak it too much, your ball is going to be soaked with the water in the curry. Then it's just break down into the curry, which is not good looking. Okay. Then the taste of this food, the taste of the food in this region mostly is hot and salty. So there are two main uh, tastes for these regions, and moderate with both. And actually, even it's hot and salty, but it's actually in the moderate level. But it's not too strong, not too spicy, not too salty. So it's kind of balance between the taste. And then we people in this region did not prefer to add the sugar to the food. So the sweetness from the northern food is mainly from the ingredient. So it's not like in the north in the central Thai region. People in central Thai region prefer to add the sugar to make it sweeter. But for northern part, we did not try to do it because it's we have the taste mainly for the hot and salty, as I mentioned. But for the central part, they prefer to have a good combination, good balance between the taste, and so they add some sugar into the food to make it taste better. But it's not happened in the northern part. Then because we have the people in this region train to eat more food that contains some fat because when you are in the cold area, you need to have some energy. So you need to consume more fat food. So in this case, the food in this region tend to have more fatty content, like fat content more than the other regions. So that means it's gonna make some food product have greasy or oily, like to be like oil or have some fat feeling like that. Then we prefer to use dry spice instead of the fresh one. Then the tamarind juice gonna be used instead of the lime juice. So if you remember, we're talking about this in the raw materials part, that northern people did not prefer to use lime for cooking. So mostly they use tamarind juice from the tamarind paste that you just soak into the water and squeeze it. Then we have some special ingredient, like the first one, which is tuanao or fermented soybean. So this one is used for having the salty taste and umami taste. So this is one of the ingredient that we can use as the shrimp paste in the central Thai food, because shrimp paste gonna make the delicious taste or umami taste. Tuanao is also the first one. So I told you we have two things that we can use instead of the shrimp paste. We have tuanao, and the next one is nampu that I'm gonna talk to you later. Then because we this region we quite far from the sea, so most type of the meat that we consume is pork. So let me guess, what is the second most consumed choice for the meat? Most of you gonna say chicken? No, it's actually beef. People in northern part of Thailand prefer to eat beef more than chicken, but because of the cost, so for now, maybe they prefer pork more than the beef. Okay, and because it's quite far from the sea, so seafood is least consumed, so it's gonna cost a lot too. And normally, when you want to cook the food in this region, you need to use the water or broth, but not rarely use the coconut milk. Not like in the certain part of Thailand that they use coconut milk a lot, but in this region, sometimes it's just water or the broth from chicken or from the vegetable. Okay, so again, please consider about the food characteristic in this region. So let me wrap up for a quick. So it has some influence from two countries. In my Laos, we prefer to eat sticky rice. The dominant or the main taste of this food in this region is hot and salty, and we did not prefer to add the sugar, so the sweet taste is from the raw materials. Then the food here tend to have more fat content because we need to have the the warm or the power in the winter season. Then we prefer to use the dry spice instead of the fresh one. We love to use the tamarind juice for making the sour taste, not lime juice. And one of the ingredients that we can use for making the umami taste is tuanao. It's acting like the shrimp paste in the central part of Thailand. And we prefer to eat pork, and then we usually use just water and or broth to cook. We do not prefer to add the coconut milk, not like the same that usually happen in the central part of Thailand. Then when you come into the northern part of Thailand, and then you need to eat something in this style we call kanto. So kanto is actually the food that is just placed on the wooden tray like this one. So it's gonna be lift up a little bit, then you just have a big circle wooden tray. Then they're gonna serve some food on the tray. So this is important. You need to understand the general things or the general food that normally served in Kanto. The first one we call Nam Prik Num, maybe number one that you can see on the screen. So it's actually not quite green. It's have dark green color like this one, but this is very famous. So we must have Nam Prik Num. Second one, Nam Prik Ong. So this is the second one. Nam Prik Ong have the red color, which is different from the first one. First one is Nam Prik Num. Nam Prik is mean chili paste. Num is from the name of the chilies, which have the green color. Okay. The third one, pak luwak or branch vegetable, like here. So you can eat either fresh or branches for the side dish. The fourth one, we have cap mu or fried pork rind with this one, number four. But I would say when I talk about this one, I always mention we have two versions of cap mu, the fat one and without fat. So let's take the one that you like. But for me, I prefer it with fat because it's have some flavor more than just without fat. Then Nam mu, sometimes we can serve the fermented pork sausage as well because it have the sour taste. It's just balance the taste of the the various dishes. Sai ur. So we have number five, which is actually one type of the sausage. Then you grill it. Then when you're gonna serve, you just cut into the small pieces and serve it. Sixth one, gang hang le. So number six is here. And then we prefer to eat sticky rice, not for cooked rice in this kanto. So I might ask you, which of the following is not the dish that is normally served in kanto? So you might think, okay, Anjana said we should have some chili paste like green chili paste and naprik num, naprik ong like that. We have the side dish, which is the branch vegetable. We have cap mu or fried pork rind. We have say we have gang hang lei and sticky rice. So I may ask you which one it should not be served for kanto. So please think about it. Then talking about how we prepare the food in this region. So we can cook the food in various technique. The first one we call gang. So actually this one is used in many regions as well. So gang have the characteristic which is it's gonna have the moderate level of the water, not too much water. Then you just add some chili paste or add some ingredient to it. We call gang. So the key point is they have the water which is not too much. Then jaw or chaw. Actually, the pronunciation the mostly used is jaw, like J. So jaw is like gang, but the thing that is different is they gonna boil the water and add some tamarind juice or the ingredient that produce the sour taste. So if you add something sour in gang, we're gonna call jaw, like this one. Okay, so this is the one that is also cooking style. Next one is core or stir frying. You just use some little amount of the oil and then just fry it. So we can use in many dishes like stir fry, like core, lab. This is the minced pork mixed with some herbs. Then we have egg with fermented sausage, and we have some specific mushroom that is look like the meatball, but it's very small size and it have the the thick layer cover. In Thai we call tua pok, head pok, like this way. So the key point for core is just stir fry with a little amount of the oil. Next one, lab and lu. So this is the one that specifically found in here. So normally you just when you're gonna do lab and lu, so first thing you need to chop or grind the meat that you selected, and also prepare for the special chili paste we call prick lab. So it's combined with many spice, many herbs, and it's gonna provide you some health benefit too. So lab and lu is also let's think about lab here. Lab is actually you use the minced pork and add with the blood, then mix it together with prick lab or spicy chili paste, then serve it. But if you need to have the cooked version, you use the technique that we just talked, which is core. So you're gonna have lab core in this way, the middle pictures. Or if you prefer to have more liquid, it's a lot of liquid. We call lu. So to it. So this is the next cooking style. So sa is actually you just select the type of the meat or vegetable that you prefer and then roast it. Sometimes we can use the raw meat as well, but mostly I found they prefer cooked one. So, but if you don't like eating meat, you can use just the vegetable. We call it vegetable sa, like this way too. So roast the ingredient first and pound them together and mix with a little liquid of the fermented fish that's gonna provide you the umami taste. So you will see this the third one, the middle one is the vegetable sa or you mix with many type of vegetable and it's going to have some liquid. So this type of liquid is from the fermented fish that already boiled. Okay, like the last one is also sa eggplant. Then tam, or actually in Thai it means pow. So it's actually the technique that you pow all ingredients together to have a smooth texture. Then yum. So many people get confused between these word and also the spicy salad because spicy salad in Thai we call yum as well. But yum for the northern food is actually not spicy salad. It's actually the food that contain a moderate liquid and you add special chili paste or pig lab. So the yum is also used the same chili paste that you use for lab. So they just add more water, like in this case. So if you want to have lab, you have not much liquid, but for yum, it must have moderate liquid. So then it's actually boil. So there are many type of yum. Like it depends on the type of the meat that you're gonna use. Like if you cook for by using the chicken, we call yum chín cày. Actually, it means you you use the chicken meat for yum. Then yum pak huyet is specific plant that you're gonna use just the top, like the tips of the tree. Okay, like this way. So the key concept for yum is actually you need to add moderate water, boil it, and then mix with the pig lab or spicy chili paste. Next one, app. So app is actually the technique that we wrap the ingredient with the banana leaf and then roast it or grill it. So you can use both of them. Sometimes if you want to have more flavor, more aroma, maybe roasted should be good. But if you need to have is as the quick, so you can use steaming technique. We have some example of this one, like the videos later. Then chili paste also we also prefer to consume chili paste. So they have many type of chili paste that famous around not just only the northern part and also all country. So the ingredient that you're gonna have is just basics like chilies, salt, shallot, garlic. Sometimes you just add the other things to have the better taste like shrimp paste, dry soybean slab, or actually tornado or fermented fish, tomato, galangal, lemongrass. It depends. So the famous of the chili paste is like nam prik num, nam prik gop, nam prik pa. It's actually it depends on the ingredient. So but for now you just understand okay, nam prik is also famous and it is a cooking style in cooking northern Thai food as well. So the other cooking technique just go as fast like sometimes if you steam it, we callนึ่ง in Thai. Pickle or and fermented. Like sometimes if you want to preserve it, you just pickle it or ferment it to have a better taste. Like you use the bamboo and fermented is gonna be sour fermented bamboo like this way. Ping or grilling, yan or grilling as well, but it's different from Ping. Ping is used medium fire, but yeah, it's just slow or very low fire. Last one is thought of frying. So let me ask for I might select one food, then you just mention okay, what is the cooking style that is used for this dish? Like here, if you see the picture, oh, it's actually chili paste. You're gonna use the technique like pao or maybe you can name it's like making the chili paste by piling something like this way. Or if we're talking about this one, so I may ask you, okay, which is the cooking technique for making app? So you might think, okay, we learned about this one. You just wrap the banana leaf, then grill or steam. We did not boil it. We mostly steam or roast it. Okay. Then let's talk about special raw materials. First one is tuanao or fermented soybean. So we use this one as the same function as the shrimp paste. So we can add into many dishes in the northern part of Thailand, like the northern style noodles, like nam nghiao, nam prik the chili paste that have the red color. And it's made from the fermentation of the soybean. This one is very interesting because it contains high protein from the soybean and it didn't have saturated fat and is good for your health. So there are two types of the fermented soybean or tonal. First one is tonal cap, like the circle shape like this one because it look dry. Then tonal mer is actually wrapped into the banana leaf, so let's see how we can cook it, how we can make it. For tonal cap or the circle shape, that is dry. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna boil the soybean first, and then after it's cooked, you just drain, like remove the water, and then just put into the container and let it fermented. Then you pile it and add some more ingredient, and finally you just scoop the mixed ingredient to some type of banana. Then you just press. So after you press, it's gonna spread like the circle form, and then after that, you just let it dry via the sunlight. So you're gonna have the dry version of tornado cap. But for tornado, it's almost the same. After you have the mixtures, like mixing ingredient, you just wrap with banana and grill it. So in this case, it have more moisture. It not dry like the first one. Most people do not like prefer to have quenelle milk because it's strong, very high intensity. Like it's very strong aroma. Okay. Next one. As I mentioned at the beginning, we have two ingredients that we can use for making the umami taste, like the shrimp paste. First one is tonau. Second one is actually nampu. So literally, it's mean the water from the crab. So what they're gonna do in rainy season, like rain a lot. So we have a lot of fresh crab. So the farmer just collect the fresh crab, and then they prepare some herbs like galangal leaf or and also the lemongrass chopped into the small pieces like the first picture, and then you put the fresh crab, then pound it. Finally, you mix it all together and just filter to have the liquid. So after you stir such a while, the liquid gonna be thicker and have the dark color like this one. So this is the second item that we can use for making the umami taste in Northern Thai food. So this is important if I ask you which of the ingredient below is used as the shrimp paste. So please think about two things that I just talked. So it can be both uh, tonao and also nampu. Okay. So let's talk about nam prick. So we have a lot of type of nam prick famous in this region. But the the most famous nam prick or chili paste or the must eaten nam prick is here. Green chili version. So if you travel around northern part of Thailand, this is a dish that you must consume. So what you're gonna do, you can just prepare the ingredient. So the ingredient is just like this. We have the green chilies, which have this bigger size, and it's actually have the waxy coating outside. In Thai we call it prik num. So roast the chilies, garlic, and shallot. So you just grill it, and sometimes you can roast it as well if you don't have much time. But northern Thai people prefer to grill it. Then remove some dark part like outer skin off, then pound it. Then you just add some ingredient like maybe you add um, fermented fish water or the other ingredient that you like. Adjust the taste. Maybe add some more fish sauce to make it salty. Then serve it. Okay. So the cooking tips for this one is that if you grill, you're gonna have some more flavor from burning part, but it's good for the consumption too. It's have very good smell. If you think it's gonna be too spicy, you can remove the seed in order to have the less spicy. For the health benefit, I would say please consider about the health benefit of the chilies in Nam Prik Num. So I want to reduce your time, but I did not want you to read through or remember all things. So just on the page that I just mentioned. So in this case, please remember the health benefit of chilies uh, in Nam Prik Num. So what is the function of Nam Prik Num on health benefit? Sorry. First health benefit is improve the digestion system. So it's make you digest easily. And it's create the appetite or create the craving or the need for consuming the food. And seize out the toxin, like remove the toxin like this way. And the chili also contain the antioxidant that is can lower the risk of the cancer. So I might ask you which of the following is the health benefit that we find in chilies in Nampriknum. So you must think about, okay, it's help for digestion, it's help for appetite, it seat out the toxin, like this way. So for the shallot, you do not need to remember. Next one, Nam Prik Ong. So Nam Prik Ong is actually one of the most famous chili paste in northern part too. But the color is totally different from Nam Prik Num, right? So Nam Prik Ong have more red colors. Then this is important. The red color from Nam Prik Ong come from two ingredients. First one is chilies, especially for dry chilies. Then it's from tomato. So if I ask you which of the following is the ingredient that is used for making the red color in Namprik Ong, so you must answer both of them, like chilies and tomato. What you're gonna prepare? You prepare by pound the chili, like here, the red color, the dry one, then shallot and then garlic. Pound together, then add some salt. Then you stir fry the mixture in the on the pan with the oil. So until it's have good aroma, you add the minced pork, you add tomato until it's boiled again. That is ready to serve. Okay, this one I would like to skip. Nam prik ta dang. It's also one of the famous chili paste in here too. Sometimes we call nam prik dang. Like the picture in here is the pictures of the nam prik ta dang. It has very thick layers, like thick texture, because it contains a lot of um, ingredients and also maybe some type of the meat, like flesh, fish meat as well. So what they're gonna prepare, they pound the salt and garlic first. So it's actually the technique if you want to prevent something from split out or going off from the mortar, you could add salt at first. Then add the roasted dry chilies and fish, like I just mentioned, is add the flesh of the fish or the fish meat as fermented fish and pound together. Then don't forget to add the fermented soybean. So fermented fish also provide the umami taste, and fermented soybean also provide the umami taste. That is the reason why it's very delicious for some people. Finally, you put the roasted shallot and pound like mix together and serve it. So health benefit is not the key point from this. Second one, Nam Mu or fermented Thai pork sausage. So this is the dish that famous around northern part. We have some shop that is very like top shop, well-known shop for making Nam Mu. So what is the ingredient for making the fermented Thai pork sausage? You need to have the pork skin, to have some texture, cooked sticky rice, fresh garlic, salt, and sugar, and also chilies. Then normally in the past we usually wrap into the banana leaf, but for now we can use the plastic to make its ferment inside. But the thing that is important is here. Normally you need to think about how to make fermented Thai pork sausage. You need to think, oh, what is the thing that make its sour taste? The answer is you need to use both of them, both lactic acid and yeast. So lactic acid is actually most is lactobacilli or lactobacillus species. So I would say both of them are needed. So if I ask you which of the following is the microorganism that you must have for making fermented Thai pork sausage. So think about, oh, lactic acid is the acid, it means it's sour. So the bacteria that produce the sour taste, and yeast is used for changing from the big molecule or big structures of the rice to be the smaller molecule or smaller size, like just sugar. So we have the starch, then after we digest, we're gonna have the small part. Then yeast just convert um, from the bigger part to the lower part. And then we also add some salt. Of course, we want to prevent from the rotten or going bad. So if you did not add the salt, your fermented Thai pork sausage is gonna have very short shelf life. Then sometimes you also add the other ingredient like chilies. So you on the picture you can see the chili is also mixed with the sausage. So how you prepare? First thing, you just mince the pork. If you don't have the machine, you can chop by your knife. Then clean the pork skin, and they have some technique. If you want to reduce the bad smell from the pork skin, you can rub with the salt and also the vinegar to reduce the bad smell. After that, you cook it, boil it. Just cut into the small pieces, then mix with the other ingredient like pork meat, garlic, rice, salt, sugar, and mix it until it have the homogeneous texture, like very smooth texture. Okay. So I might ask you, we have some technique that we can use for reduce the bad smell of the pork skin when making fermented pork sausage. So you might think, okay, Ajahn said you can use the salt by wrapping the skin and clean it, or you can soak with the vinegar. Both of them are correct answer. Then after you mix very well, you need to wrap into the banana leaf or the plastic bag like here and allow it ferment around 3 to 5 days. So you're gonna have a very perfect namu or fermented Thai pork sausage. The healthy for this one is no, skip it. Next one, app banin. So if you still remember, app is actually you put something in the banana leaf, then you can do both of them like grill or roasted, or sometimes you can steam it too. This one is also popular. You can find this dish along the street, sometimes in the small shop um, that have the chicken, roasted chicken. You sometimes you can have app on the top of the stove as well. So the ingredient you can use is vary. Like you can have the catfish, you can have the small river fish, even the minced pork also can use for making app. But for here, we prefer to use the tilapia or pranin for making app here. Normally, app is mostly consumed with the sticky rice that you're gonna see on the videos that I'm gonna post. So you will see how to cook it, how we consume it. That is the video that I like. Of course, Mark is the presenter, did very good job for cooking and also tasting. So I don't want to go back and forth like present the videos and then go back to the PowerPoint. So I'm gonna post the link. So please watch the videos. Then just have the clear pictures for making the app. Then the health benefit. So the health benefit for app is actually you must thinking about you must think about the yellow color. So the yellow color is from turmeric. So I think this is the part that you need to remember. So please remember the health benefit of turmeric. So turmeric can use to antifungal, antibacterial, and relieve the allergies. So that are three main health benefit in turmeric. Okay, I might ask you, the yellow color in app is from what is ingredient and what that ingredient have some health benefit. Which of the following is not the health benefit of that ingredient in app like here? So please think about it. Then next one, gang kanun or young jackfruit curry. So in northern part of Thailand, we have the cultures by using the young jackfruit to be part of the ingredient for making some curry because it tastes like the meat and it's abundant or you can have from the jackfruit or that's around your area. So why this is interesting? Because kanun is means for the northern part people. They prefer to cook young jackfruit curry in wedding ceremonies or New Year's Day because please you that you would have something to supporting you and gonna have prosperity or to be rich and success into your life. It's like you serve a good ingredient. Then, not just like that, you can add the other type of vegetable into this curry as well, like chaplu or pepper wine or acacia or shaom. Or it depends on what you like. So, how I'm gonna do it? First one, you need to prepare the chili paste. Then you put into the boil water. And then you add the type of the the meat that you like. In this case, mostly I found they prefer to use the pork ribs into for making gang kanun. Okay? Then jackfruit is cleaned and cut and put like the bite size. And finally, you add tomato, acacia, or chaom, or basil leaf. Then turn off the gas. So they have some tips or some techniques for gang kanum. So if you want to have a good color, like good green color of the ingredient that you add into gang kanun, do not close the lid. If you close the lid, the the heat is still in there and it can turn from the green color to be dark green color, which is not preferred in some people. And then because you use the young jackfruit to be the main ingredient. So please select the one that is is able to the young jackfruit, but the seed is too hard to chew. So that is not the good stage. So the health benefit, okay, no, not this one. Then we also use the young jackfruit as well, but we use different cooking technique. So the first one we use gang, right? And is moderate liquid, as you remember. But for thumb is pound. So you can use pound technique to do this dish. So normally you just have the main ingredient, which is the young jackfruit and the chili paste. You can add tomato and careful lime leaves, then serve it. So I also have the videos that I would like to ask you to watch and see how he cooked. And on the videos, please be careful. Of course, one question gonna be asked from the videos. So if you watch the video, you're gonna see that guy. He used the banana leaf to be the container, but he did some technique by just fast grilling on the stove fire to make the banana leaf soften. So this is the technique. If you want to make the banana leaf soften, like easy to wrap, maybe you just grill it fast, like just pass on the fire just for a second. Then the banana leaf gonna be easy to wrap. Okay, that's gonna be important and we'll ask for the review question or maybe in the exam too. Then the cooking tips. The cooking tips for gang kanun is like actually the jackfruit must be boiled until tender. So you must boil it first and then just not like gang that you add the raw one, but for making tam kanun is actually boiled. Then select the young jackfruit that with the white meat and very young seed. Like if the seed is hard to chew, that is not a good stage. The health benefit, not like this one, but I put here because some of you want to know the health benefit of some ingredient. You can read through it. Next one, gang ho or mixed curry. So this is important. Ho is actually mean put together. So if I'm asking about what is the name of the curry that you add various type of the ingredient, so the answer is gang ho. So that is the reason why again gang ho is actually mean putting all kind of food. Maybe sometimes it's left over from yesterday to make the new food that is mixed curry. But I would say in the past, many people want do prefer to use the leftover food that you keep into the refrigerator and then you trying to consume that again in different form. So in this case, you just put everything together and at least you need to have one coconut based curry because it can help to mix with the other ingredient to have the better taste. But for now, I did not see that a lot because if they want to make mixed curry or gang ho, they're gonna use the fresh ingredient, fresh curry, fresh made curry, not just use the one that keep for a while. So they have different um, the use of the ingredient. But the key point is the putting things together is the definition of ho. Yeah. So how to do it? You prepare the chili paste and then you stir fry the chili paste with the oil until it have good aroma, like have strong flavor, not be burned. Be careful. Then you add the the vegetable that have very thick layer, or sometimes it's very hard skin first, and boil until is softened, is have the soft texture, and then you add the glass noodle, add more water, add hang lei powder or hang lei curry paste. So add into it. Because hang lei is contains some coconut milk that gonna help to balance the taste. After that, you stir it and turn off the gas. So cooking tips, you because gang ho should not be soaked with the water. So in this case, you just add a little water when you put the glass noodle. So glass noodle when it's stir frying or when it's mixed, it's gonna absorb the water. So the water gonna go into the glass noodle. So it's gonna have dry or semi-dry liquid. That is good for good characteristic of gang ho. Then put the vegetable that hard to cook first, like the one that have the hard layer or have very hard skin. Select the fresh vegetable in that season. You can add more vegetable that is available for that season too. Okay, so that is the cooking tips. Health benefit, no. Ganke. So ganke is also the mixed variety of vegetables, but mainly for the vegetable, not just like gangho that we prefer to add the meat, the other type of meat too. But if you put mainly for the vegetable and you have specific curry paste, you're gonna cook for ganke. So the name of variety is from the meat choice. So ganke they have very different version, like lots of version. It depends on the choice that you add. Like if you add with chicken, you're gonna call ganke gai. Gai is mean chicken. Or if you use frog, you're gonna call ganke gop. Gop is mean frog in Thai, like this way. Okay. So how to cook it? Just chop the type of meat and then you clean the vegetable, pound the chili paste, stir fry like with the little of oil until it have good aroma and add the chicken like this way. Cook until it's finished. Then just add more liquid. Finally, you add the vegetable, lots of vegetable. So I would say this is very healthy. What is the cooking tips for ganke? Sometimes If you want to have a better aroma, you can add some specific herbs like we call lemonella seed to be in the curry paste, so it's gonna provide you the better smell. And they also said other kind of vegetable can be added. Yeah, it depends on the choice. It depends on the season, and they also recommend to use the home raised chicken. The chicken that's just feed from the house, not just use industrial version. Of course, the home raised chicken even is have the smaller size, but the meat of the chicken is better. It's have more chewy texture. Like many people like home raised chicken more than just uh, the chicken from the industry. So it depends on your preference, your liking. Okay, so some health benefit is from the paracress and parsley. No, I don't think it's good to ask you a lot about health benefit. Tam mะเขือ or tam, if you remember, tam is mean pao, mะเขือis mean eggplant. So you use eggplant and then you pao it like this way. Normally, for tam mะเขือ, we're gonna serve with the boiled egg and mint leaf, or sometimes you use lemon basil. So I might ask you, and this is going to be important. What is the things that normally served with tamakua? So the local people going to know, oh, tamakua, we have this picture. We have boiled egg, and we have the mint leaves or the lemon basil leaves. Okay. So how you going to do it? First one, you prepare the curry paste. In this case, you put the garlic, shallot, and fish. Then you add the shrimp paste, mix in, pile it together. Then you add the roasted version of the eggplant. Or sometimes if you don't have much time, you can grill it as well. Then uh, pile it together, adjust the taste and serve it. So this is important. I might ask you for this dish tamakua, what is the cooking technique that you can use for preparing the ingredient? So you can use both grill and roasted. We did not use the boil technique. Of course, it's what is gonna soak with the water. It's too much water, and the taste might not be quite strong, just plain. So you can grill by using the charcoal like this one, and the roasted you can put into the oven. Okay. Then the health benefit is from chili paste and shallot. Okay, I think that's all for the first part of the northern Thai food. And let me talk a little bit more for the assignment. So the assignment that I'm gonna pose to the class is that please try one of the northern Thai food from any market restaurant made by if you made by yourself, you can classify, you can define, like give me, let me know, oh, you can cook by yourself, your mom cook for you, like here. But however, if you are not around in the MFU, you can use your own memory. Like when you study in MFU, what is the northern food that you ever taste, ever consume? Then describe in terms of taste and flavor that you have from consumption. Like after you eat, what is the taste and the flavor where you buy it. If you cook by yourself, let me know if you cook by yourself or if you cook at home. Maybe some person who cook for you, that's okay. Let me know. Do you like that food or not? Why or why not? So just one dish and then just trying to explain the taste and flavor, how you cook it, where you cook it, do you like or dislike, why or why not? Check that you understand or not. Sometime last year I found that they explain tam makura, but actually it's actually the other things. So I can check that you good or not. Then submit before 4 p.m. next week. So I think that's all for today lectures. So let me know if some part is not clear, and we need to have the review sections on Wednesday, and we're gonna have the review questions after that. So please be on time. I can give you 5 minutes late, like we have. Okay, so thanks for watching and take care of yourself.